how you guys all doing today? Welcome back to another video. So you guys, in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you the tips and tricks that helped me to land a job in Canada after only 2 weeks of landing. So I got 3 job offers after just 2 weeks of landing here in Canada. This is one of my highly requested videos, and couldn't sleep at night without bringing you guys this content because the Holy Spirit did not let me sleep. I have to bring this content and help you guys. I want to share with you guys the things I did personally. This is not professional advice. This is my personal experience. This is what I did that helped me to land, to get those job offers and be able to select what job I wanted to do after just 2 weeks of landing. So even if you haven't landed or you're a newcomer to Canada, you can still apply these tips and secure a job, which, trust me, takes a lot of stress out of you once you already know that my paycheck is going to be rolling in once I land. But yeah, regardless, I got 3 job offers after 2 weeks of landing, and this is what I did, and I hope it's going to help you guys. So you guys follow along, bring out your notepads, bring out your pens, bring out your phones. I've written my tips on my phone, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to find a job here in Canada, how I was able to land 3 job offers within 2 weeks of landing as a newcomer here in Canada as well. Okay, so without further ado, let's get right into video. So my first tip, you guys, will be to decide the career path that you want to follow. So for me, my education is different from my work experience. I'm a chartered accountant. I have 2 MBAs in finance, but my work experience is kind of different. When I landed here, I was like trying to decide, okay, what do I want to pursue? Do I want to pursue what I studied or what I already have experience in, or do I even want to like start out on something new, depending on the opportunity that presented itself? Because I'm a chartered accountant and have 2 MBAs in finance, I know that it's a regulated field all over the world. I'm going to have to write the Canadian exams to become recognized as a chartered accountant here in Canada, or at least a finance expert, a financial planner, financial advisor. So I was thinking there's one option. Even if I'm going to pursue that career path, then I might have to consider entry-level roles just because I don't have those qualifications relevant to Canada. I was also thinking, okay, do I want to go with my previous work experience because at least that's where I've built my skill set more recently and that's more applicable to the job roles. I was already like assistant, head of department in my former company, which was a multinational. So I was like in between. I was like, I'm not quite sure what to do. Which one is more lucrative? Which one do I like the most? I was kind of just looking at it as a clean slate to start over, right? You might not necessarily know what you want to do once you come here to Canada. However, you can start by eliminating what you know you don't want to do. I knew that I didn't want to do any jobs that had targets, like you have to generate 500,000 in revenue for the company this year. I knew because I had done that kind of role before, and the mental pressure was mental pressuring. It was giving pressure. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I really want that. I don't want to repeat that cycle. I didn't really like the mental pressure that came with that job. I didn't like losing sleep to that job because I'll be like you guys subconsciously, even weekends, even when I'm off, I'll be thinking, how do I get this client to sign this contract? How do I get this client to bring more revenue? How do I this? I was losing sleep, you guys, over the job. It got to a point where I didn't look forward to going to the office. Like the only thing that was carrying me to that office were my colleagues because we kind of became family. So I was like, yes, I do see myself being successful in that field because I was successful doing it back home in Nigeria. But at the same time, I was like, I don't want the mental pressure of targets. I don't want to do that again. I've done that. This is not a time in my life where I want that stress. It was giving stress. The pressure was getting worse and worse. So I was like, no, I don't want it. I can pursue this career path as long as that stress factor and that pressure is taken out. So I already kind of eliminated that aspect of the job. And I was like, okay, so I have this and I have that. I was going to go with whatever came first because I really needed a job, you guys. If there were 24 hours in a day, I spent 22 searching for jobs. Story for another day. And also, I just wanted to say, I'm going to save the last tip that actually landed me a job where I'm currently working till the end. All the tips I'm going to be giving you guys is building up to that, so please stay and watch till the end, okay? Every tip is very important. Anyways, I digress. So I had those options in my head and I'm like, okay, I'm going to tailor my CV to both of them and I'm going to shoot my shot with both of them and see which one falls through. Whichever one happens first happens, and then once I get into the organization, once I get this glorious Canadian experience, I can then spread my tentacles, because I applied for so many jobs, and even if they don't tell you, you know it's because number one, you don't have a Canadian driver's license, or you don't have the Canadian experience. Please, let's just be real and let's just be honest, okay? Decide what you want to do on the career path, because that's going to help you have direction and focus and clarity on what you want to do, what you want to pursue, and what you want to follow. Once you've decided what career path, what job opportunities you want to search for, you want to go after, you have to also investigate what are the required standards and how can I get into this industry. So for instance, even if I said I wanted to practice my accounting here in Canada, I have to go back to school, I have to write their exams, I have to become licensed to practice accounting here in Canada. So you have to check what is relevant to the industry you're currently working. Because you did insurance back in Nigeria doesn't mean you can come here and start practicing insurance. No, some industries are regulated. You have to get their license, you have to have written their exam, you need a body to have stamped and certified that yes, you've written the exams and you can do this job. Some even require you to have like criminal background checks and stuff like that. So you have to also know what is required of that field you have decided that you want to pursue. There's so much resources. You can use ChatGPT, you can Google search, you can search LinkedIn, you can reach out to recruiters, you can reach out to your network on LinkedIn and ask them, how do you think I can be more relevant in this field? How do you think I can optimize myself so that recruiters can reach out to me instead of me backing my head on the wall trying to find a job here in Canada? Water break. How do I place myself in the job market and in that industry in a way that is the recruiters reaching out to me, not the other way around? Trust me, right now I've gotten so many recruiters reaching out to me. Make sure that you're relevant in that field, and not just relevant in that field, make sure that your relevance is here in Canada. It's just a lot, but take your notes so that you can get a job, okay? Next thing is you have to optimize your job search social media profiles. I was off social media for like 3 months, you guys, when I came here, and I was trying to like figure things out, get a job, look for a job. LinkedIn became my new Instagram. Instead of scrolling through social media, I was scrolling through LinkedIn. Apply. I was applying pressure. But on a serious note, you have to optimize those platforms. You have to optimize those search engines in a way that, think about it this way, think of the job that you're trying to get, and put yourself in a hiring manager or a HR consultant or a recruiter's shoes. If they come on LinkedIn and they search for financial advisor in Toronto, would your name be one of the first to pop up? Would they reach out to you? Once you think about it this way, you're already on the right path. So you have to go onto your LinkedIn, your Glassdoor, your Indeed, whatever job search engine that you're using, and optimize your profiles. Make sure your profile picture is professional, clean, crisp, clear, approachable. Make sure that your tagline, your headline, your description, your names, your network, your job skills, your experience, your education, make sure everything is on point, like full stop. Okay, that one you cannot sleep on. You can use artificial intelligence to optimize your LinkedIn. Just type in ChatGPT, how can I optimize my LinkedIn so that recruiters can find me as a financial advisor with so years of experience in so industries here in Canada? Don't sleep on those tools. But I already had some interviews lined up for once I landed. Some companies had already told me, let us know once you land and we would interview you. You don't even have to wait until you land to secure these jobs. There's so many success stories of people who got jobs before they even landed here as newcomers in Canada. Okay, don't look at them as social media. I see people posting marriage anniversary, birthdays, and social things on LinkedIn. I'm like, this is not the platform for that. Go to Instagram for that. This is for your professional network. Make sure you're posting relevant things regarding your job field. And then another thing I would add is make sure you let recruiters and your network of people know that you're searching for a job. So once I came here and I changed my location, I set up my LinkedIn to show that I was looking for a job. So the platform asked me, would you like to share with your network that you have moved countries and you're looking for a job? I posted it. I got so much support from my network, my friends, my family. People were just reposting. Some of my friends were tagging their companies like, oh, I can vouch for this person, she's reliable, interview her, see if you have any roles. Like, you guys, it was mind-blowing. It was really, truly, honestly mind-blowing. So I keep saying LinkedIn because I use LinkedIn a lot. I also use Indeed. Got a lot of interviews from Indeed. Like, you guys, I did so many interviews that at some point my mouth hurt because I talked for so long. Like, my jaw was paining me. I did interviews that I was tired. Once I had gotten 3 job offers, I had an interview, I think the next day after. I just emailed them. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't. I need to sleep. LinkedIn profile, you have to optimize your resume, to the job description you want. So if you remember in the beginning, I said you have to decide what you want because it's going to really help you in this next tip. There's some platforms like, for instance, Job Scanner. What that platform does, it's a website. You will take the job description and you will take your CV and you put it side by side. That platform will now let you know that your resume and the job description is a 70% match, which is not good enough. Consider adding this, consider removing this. It will give you keywords that you need to add to your resume so that once you submit that resume for that job description, automatically you are filtered as one of the candidates that will be contacted for an interview. Go on the internet, search for job descriptions in that field that you want to work in. Use a site like Job Scanner is the only one I know off the top of my head. I think it's a paid website. Take that job description that is your ideal job you're searching for. Put it side by side your resume. It will tell you change this, add that, remove this, consider this until you get at least 95% match. Because trust me, you guys, these people, when they post requests for jobs, do you think they are sitting down individually filtering 10,000s of CVs? No, those things are filtered out by artificial intelligence, by softwares, by HR softwares. You have to be smart. You have to set up yourself in such a way that once you submit that resume and it's being filtered, your resume is one of the top, so that at least you land an interview, and from there you can sell yourself. Okay. Notice I never did anything for you guys on this channel. Okay. Now my next tip is that you have to network with hiring managers and recruiters on those job platforms. I see a job, even if I don't see that job through like LinkedIn, Indeed, or Glassdoor. If I go to a company and I see a job, I will search for the hiring manager, go and find them on LinkedIn. I paid for LinkedIn Premium for that period of time when I was job hunting. I would search for that person. I would send them an email. I would go to ChatGPT and say, type me a text to XYZ telling them that I saw this position, I applied for it, what would make me a successful candidate, how can I show that I'm more interested in this role. Send that message to the recruiters. There's no recruiter I sent a message to that did not respond to me. All of them responded to me. I almost got a really good paying job in one of those ones because the recruiter posted that she's hiring for a particular job field and I was qualified. I sent her a DM on LinkedIn. We started talking. She called me. We did a short video interview. We did another interview. She really liked me. She liked my personality. She told me that my skills matched the job description. She set me up for the final interview. But by that time, I had already landed those other offers and I already signed the contract. And I think her job was going to start in January. I needed a job like immediately. So I just said, oh, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. I've already gotten something else. So thank you so much. But please consider me in the future if there's any more roles out, because I want to keep the door open. You know, I don't want to like just close that door. I want to keep the door open. My first job offers was through a recruiter. I just saw that the recruiter posted, I'm searching for this. I sent her a message immediately, because sometimes like so many people are sending resumes, so many people are applying for those jobs. It would take them time before they filter out those resumes and start doing interviews. But once you approach them, immediately they can say, oh, I like your skills, I like this message, you seem confident. They'll reach out to you, they'll set up interviews. The rest is money in the bank. Okay. Then another very important tip that helped me here was to attend career fairs. So you guys, I can't count the number of career fairs that I attended in this Canada. Jesus. Some career fairs were like 3 hours from my house. Some were 2 hours. Some were 1.5 hours. I was even getting lost on the train and the bus trying to attend this career fairs. So go for career fairs by all means. Please go for career fairs. If you attend career fairs, you get the opportunity to directly sell yourself to the recruiters. What I would suggest is, instead of printing out CVs, make a landing page introducing yourself, of your cover letter and of your resume. Get a barcode, put it on business cards and let them scan the barcode. They'll be so impressed if you do that. Let them scan the barcode. They will check you out, check your resume, check your LinkedIn profile. You can talk to them directly. It's just like skipping all the steps and just landing yourself an interview once you go for career fairs. They may not even be in your comfort zone, but I say, the first career fair I attended in this Canada, God, it took me 3 hours to get there, and the place is like 1 hour 30 minutes. This boss will say, let's story for another day. Anyways, attend career fairs. There's some website that always lists career fairs. I think I'll look for some of the ones I went for and put them in the description box below. And you can sign up and always know when there's a career fair around you, and go for it. Even if it's not around you, trust me, just go. You never can tell who you would meet. Okay. I remember there was one I went, I sold myself to her, I told her my skill set. She was like, oh, I'm really interested, I like your skill set, this is exactly what I'm looking out for. Unfortunately, when I went home, I researched the company. I was like, I didn't see like really good reviews. I was like, nah, because me, I'm used to working in big companies with good reputation. That, oh my god, you guys, tell me why this thing stopped and the light went off. Yeah, so as I was saying, so she was like, she really likes me, she really likes my skill sets. She wanted to set me up with an interview with her, with the directors. Like, she was the manager and then the directors were. Anyways, as at that time, I had already gotten the job offer. I already signed. So I was like, and then I googled the company. I was like, this company doesn't have good ratings, doesn't have good reviews. Nuh-uh. So that's how. And then, you guys, the last tip I have for you. This tip that I'm going to give to you guys is, I would call it my most important one, because that's how I actually landed my current job. Before I came, once I got my visa stamped, in fact, even during the process, there's some network support groups for newcomers that are about to come to Canada or are already in Canada. So I signed up for one. They asked me for some documentation, like my PR approval and all of those things. I sent it to them. They approved me. Then they added me to their network. So what they were doing is they will send me courses to do, like email etiquette, some research on the industry I was currently working in and interested in moving to. Then we had like weekly webinars, sometimes bi-weekly webinars by newcomers who had come, entrepreneurs. They were just teaching us like how to land a job, how to prepare for interviews, email etiquette in Canada, work culture in Canada, so many things. And then once I landed, they assigned me an employment consultant. Now this employment, all these things I'm telling you guys was free of charge. So this employment consultant, he reached out to me. Let's just call him James. So James reached out to me and he was like, send me your resume, tell me about yourself. We had video meetings and stuff. So I told him about myself, my skill set, and the roles I was looking for when I came to Canada. So how these people help is they are partnered with different companies, small, medium, and large. Those companies will reach out to them and say, oh, we have such positions open. If you have anyone in your network, let us know. Send us their resume and we will set up an interview with them if we like their CV and their skill sets. Once me and him had talked and I had said, okay, this is what I want to do. This is the career path I want to build here in Canada. He said, okay, send me your resume, send me your LinkedIn profile, and let's talk. So we had different meetings. We were doing like weekly updates. He told me how to optimize my LinkedIn profile. He ranked it. He was like, I think when we first talked, my LinkedIn profile was ranked with like 50%. He was like, no, change this profile picture, change like this, change like that, build your network and stuff. So I did all of those things until he was satisfied. Then he asked me to send him my resume. I sent him my resume. He tailored it to fit the Canadian job market. He also put like that I'm a permanent resident and this is when I'm landing and stuff. So another thing that they were doing is they'll send out like job requests from companies. So let's say a company is recruiting, they're like, oh, I need an IT auditor in this company, this is the duration of the contract. They would then send out an email blast to their network of the people that they are supporting and say, if you think that you have the relevant skills for this job, send us your resume and we'll get in contact with the company. I started talking with my employment consultant when I first came, and then when I landed, we continued the conversation. He was so supportive. He was always checking up. I was like, oh my god, I'm not getting a job, what do I do? He's like, just don't worry, just be patient, reach out to this person on LinkedIn. She was also a newcomer. You guys can network and she can tell you how she did it. So I was doing all of those things, and then he was even helping me with my job scan. He'll tell me, so they'll give you free access to job scan, and he'll be like, oh, this job has come out, send me your resume, tailor it to this job and make sure that is like a 90 or 95% match on job scan, and then send it back to me. So we're doing that back and forth. He was really helping me. So how I actually landed this job, right? They had a career fair, a virtual career fair. You know, I already said you have to attend career fairs. Those ones I was talking about were physical. They had a virtual career fair. So this virtual career fair, different companies came and then they'll open a booth online. You enter the booth and you sell yourself to the company. So I registered for virtual career fair. Then we had the career fair. You enter the booth, you sell yourself to the company. They'll tell you, oh, this is the skill sets we're currently looking for. Do you have it? If you don't have it, they'll be like, oh, try again, try another company, or try again next time. However, if I enter the booth, right, and they said maybe they are looking for engineers, I know I'm not an engineer, I'll still sell myself to the HR manager. I'll be like, oh, but these are my skill sets, can you please kindly give me your email address so I can send you my resume, and if anything comes up in this job field, you can let me know. That way, I didn't get that job from that particular company because they were not searching for my skill set, but I kept in contact with them. So that's how I was doing that. I was entering to different booths. Then I entered one booth, and then they were like, "This is what we're looking for. Can you do the job?" I was like, "Yeah, I can do the job." So she said, "Okay, send me a resume. Someone will reach out to you." So I think by the ending of that week, I didn't hear from the person. She said will reach out to me. So I reached out to her. I was like, "Oh, nobody has reached out to me. Can I please have her number or email address to follow up?" She was like, "I shouldn't worry. She'll follow up and somebody will reach out to me." I was like, "Okay, no problem." So the lady reached out to me. We had a conversation. She told me the salary for that role. She told me the starting date. She told me about the role. We had a small interview, and then like once we had agreed on everything, she now sets me up for the real interview. And that's the current company that I'm working in. So I'm always so grateful to that support group for helping me. That support group is called Access Canada. Sorry, it's called Access Employment. I'm always so grateful to them because they helped me in so many ways. Like, you guys, like, I'm just always grateful to them. That's the point. So yeah, that was how I was able to land the job, did the interview and stuff. But it was from that virtual career fair, also from all the support that my employment consultant gave me, doing my resume for me, reaching out to hiring managers and recruiters for me. Like, it was mind-blowing, you guys. So don't sleep on support groups, okay? Because that's how I got my job, okay? So I think I'm gonna round up. So if you are still outside of Canada and you have a friend or a family member here, you can ask them to use their phone number on your resume, and then the recruiters can reach out to them, and from there you never can tell. Because I had interviews lined up from before I even came, but I didn't want to go with those companies because that one I think was even commission based, and I was like, nah. And then this final tip is really important, you guys. So if you already know like people who are already here working in Canada, like I know some of my friends who have come here, they're still job hunting. I told them, go on my company's job portal. If you see any job you like, let me know and I'll refer you because I can vouch for you. So if you know people like that are already working here in Canada, right, with reputable organizations, you have to be proactive. Go on the job portals of those companies and find a job you like. Send the link to that person and they would refer you. I've done it a couple of times. I haven't really gotten a job through this referral process, but I know many people that do get jobs through that referral process. Reach out to your network of people. Let people know on LinkedIn that you are searching and let them refer you if there's any relevant role that you see that you think you can do. Yeah, and definitely there's no way you put all these tips into practice that you wouldn't land a job, okay? It's giving jobless at this point. You guys need to land jobs. I'm just saying, you guys, I like messing with you guys. But yeah, the Holy Spirit will not let me sleep until I did that video, you guys. I was like, oh my God, I feel like that video highly requested, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna come here and drop all the tea for you guys. And I really hope that these tips help. If I remember anything additional that helped me, I would type it in the description box or in my comment section. Please do also subscribe to this channel, share to your friends, share to your family, share to your loved ones, your network of people, so they can also get jobs before they come as newcomers or once they have landed as newcomers. And as well, leave me a comment. Let me know if you found these tips helpful. If you're here in Canada already and you already got a job, let people know as well some additional tips I might not have mentioned that helped you. Just leave me a comment. Let's interact. That's the point. Like this video and share to all your friends. Until my next video, you guys, I will see you later. I'm so tired. If you guys cannot tell, I'll see you guys in my next video, and take care. Love you. Bye.